Hey trainers, Poke down here along with the Dancing Bear at first base.
KK Shift 128.
And here on Pokemon Deck Check, we're covering an expanded deck with the new Lost Thunder SM8 cards because here in Dallas, our regional will be expanded, and so we need to go ahead and start taking a look at that and what cards. I think there's going to be a new, maybe Lost Thunder and another set released right before Dallas, but we can still test and get as prepared as we can. So this is what we got.
Zoroark with Giratina.
The new Giratina. We'll explain what it does when we get to it.
Start that off. 4 Zuras, 4 Zoroarks, 3 Giratinas, 3 Tapulele, 2 Shaman, 1/1 Slugma Macargo, 1 Pseudo, 1 Oranguru, a 1/1 line of Alolan Grimer Muck,
Molt.
and an Execute.
Okay, so it's based kind of on the old Zoroark decks that have pretty much dominated expanded. So you got your 4/4, and then no puzzles, so you're going to be looking to resource manage. But we also play Special Charge to help get back DCEs. So he kind of fills 2 roles with the puzzles. So you kind of have to have something to recover those DCEs and whatnot. So 1/1 Macargo, smooth over, grab any card, put it on top, then trade into it. Seems pretty gosh darn good, right?
Yeah.
And then a Pseudo with Roadblock ability. Your opponent's bench can't be bigger than 4. Pretty good, because we are expecting Rayquaza to make a comeback now that there's no Hex Maniac and there's definitely no Gets to slow it down. So I would definitely look for the Rayquaza, either Mega or the newest Rayquaza GX. I could see both of those making a comeback, right?
Yeah, I definitely could.
So, and then against other Zoroark variants, Roadblock is going to be good.
And the mirror match.
Mirror match. I think this will be one of the more popular decks. We'll get to it here in a sec. But Pseudo, it's good against mirror match, good against the Rayquaza builds. So definitely want it. 3 Shaman, 2 Shaman, 3 Lele, excuse me. You could even vice versa that, but we like Lele better, especially for the late game to get that late game Guzma or Lysander or whatever you need. So.
And it has more HP.
Yep, and it's an alright attacker. It's not, it in a choice band could definitely threaten some stuff that has 3 energy on it, so it's not completely useless. Shaman, just to help dig deeper. You are running Ultra Ball, so you be able to get your hand down pretty low, and then Shaman back up to 6 cards. 1 Execute to help with trade. It's just a free trade fodder.
And you can use it for Ultra Ball.
You can use it for Ultra Ball, the trade, or put it on your bench to boost Zoroark's damage. Pretty good. Alright. 1/1 Muck. Now here's where it gets tricky. And let's go ahead and scoop up everything except what we want to talk about here.
I guess I can stay.
Let's first talk about the Giratina. Then we can get into it. Once during your turn, if it's in your discard, you can put it on your bench and then put 1 damage counter on 2 of your opponent's Pokemon. So let's say you just target down 2 of your opponent's Pokemon, then that's 3 damage counters on each of them. So a Buzzwole that was 190 now has 160. And then opposing Zoroark now has 180. Numbers that you can definitely reach with Zoroark with the Skyfield. So you're putting it on. Not only are you putting it on with the damage counters, but you're also plus 20, plus 20, plus 20 for Zoroark, and then plus 20 for Zoroark with the Skyfield. So it's really, really good. Here's the problem though. You play the Muck, it shuts off basics in your hand, your opponent's, or each player's hand, discard pile, etc.
All basics are just shut off.
So your Giratinas are shut off, Sudowoodo's shut off, Execute shut off. You have to have this because if your opponent's running Sudowoodo, then your damage output is only 100. So you either have to Lysander or Guzma it down, target it, and then you can do your normal strategy. Or you play this to shut off the Woodo, and then you can still fill up your bench. Hopefully. But you won't be able to use the ability of Giratina or Execute. So you run into the problem of all this kind of contradicts itself, but you could streamline. You could eliminate this stuff and then do even another Giratina. But the problem is, the first time you come across that, and say you Lysander, knock it out. But then they rescue stretcher it or super rod it back or resource manage it back and then Brooklet heal it back or whatever. You're constantly going to have to deal with that. And there's no reason to think decks aren't going to be playing this. Is there a reason why decks really wouldn't play that?
No.
The popular. Let's rephrase it. The popular decks, will they be playing Woodo or not?
Mm-mm.
The popular decks will be playing Woodo.
Yeah.
So you have to have this because it gives the deck a level of versatility. Without this, you're limited to 100. So yeah, this seems like it's fighting against itself, but the first time you run across this, then you're going to wish that you had this, is the bottom line. So I just want to make it clear. I know sometimes over-explain, but I just don't want people to go crazy. Well, you got Grimer and Woodo and Giratina and Egg. There's a reason for it, folks.
Alright, for items, 4 Roach Ball, 4 via Seeker, 3 Compressor, 2 Stretcher, 2 Floats, 2 Special Charge, 2 Choice, 1 Computer Search.
That's Computer Search.
And 1 Field Blower.
We just didn't proxy of Computer Search. So nothing out of the ordinary here. You could make an argument to cut the Field Blower for something else. Or, you could possibly run maybe a 3rd Special Charge and cut the Oranguru. That's a possibility. But you want more Pokemon on the bench. That gives you more damage, so we like the Oranguru.
And, Oranguru that back end, that seems pretty good.
Yeah.
Put another Computer Search in deck.
Yeah, that does seem solid. Rescue Stretcher 2 is definitely needed without the puzzles. You need a way to recover Pokemon back into the deck, your Macargo line or whatever, in case you had to discard early. So 2 Rescue Stretchers is a must. So, and then of course 4 VS Seekers. So
there's nothing really special. It's just the same thing.
So. On to supporters.
2 Bridget, 2 Chorus, 1 N, 1 Guzma, 1 Lysander, 1 AZ.
Okay, this is just for prizing issues, because you do want the turn 1. We've also considered adding Ditto Prism Star, because it could double as Slugma, it could double as Zorua.
Grimer.
The Grimer. So we've thought about adding the Ditto Prism Star. We can talk about changes. Colress, you're looking to fill your bench. This is a Skyfield deck, so Colress is actually your most powerful supporter after turn 1. Turn 1 being Bridget. We like the split rather than just 2 Guzma or 2 Lysander. We love the split, right?
Yeah, for situations.
AZ to heal off some damage, or if something gets stuck in the active, we can get it out of there. Just 1 in. I mean, most time you're aggressive, you're going to be taking prizes early, so just a late game in if necessary, or another form of shuffle draw if you need it. So
Next is stadiums, which shouldn't be a surprise, just for Skyfield.
for Skyfield, like I said, this is a Skyfield deck, so you're going to be looking to fill up your bench completely, attach Choice Band, attach DC to Zoroark, get your 1 shot, and then to reach those higher numbers, you got the Giratina. So
Nothing new.
nothing special there.
And of course,
Shocking 4 DCE. There it is. Yeah, that's the deck. The only changes would be maybe cut 1 battle compressor for 1 sycamore or juniper. The other being, what did I say about the
Ditto.
Oh, adding ditto seems good. So ditto, maybe 1 juniper. That's really it, I think.
I agree.
Just those 2 changes, you can make an argument for. So deck works great though. So I think you're still going to take a hard L to Buzzwall, and I do suspect Buzzwall to be popular.
Pseudo-Widow is going to be hard to deal with.
Yeah, Pseudo's going to be a pain, but if you have the Grimer, it shouldn't be too bad. Because, I mean, decks were still playing Widow and Zoroark was still dominating, so it'll be a pain in the butt, but there's definitely plenty of ways around that. So, other matchups,
I think they're all pretty much really good.
I think, yeah. I'm trying to think, the Drampa Psychic. I'm not sure if they're still playing parallel and you're not able to puzzle a whole bunch back. I think the Psychic build gains a little on Zoroark variants, don't you?
Yeah.
So
I think parallel is still gonna demolish Zoroark decks.
Yeah, parallel is going to be difficult to deal with without puzzles. But we got the 2 rescue stretchers and stuff, so. And that could be a possible, maybe like a Sacred Ash rather than 1 rescue stretcher. You know, 1 rescue stretcher, a Sacred Ash. So that could be a change.
Yeah.
So, but that's what we're going with. That's kind of where our list is from our initial testing, kind of what we've come up with. We haven't moved on to the tweaking and refining. We just build the deck, test it a bit, make sure it works, make sure it functions, and then we showcase it, profile it. So, yeah, that's closing thoughts. That's it.
Yeah.
All right. So, till next time, be excellent to each other.
Party on, dudes.